Hi, I'm Phil and welcome to my channel. Now as you can see, I've got the Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro from Triumph UK. Now they've kindly loaned me this bike since just before Christmas and I've had it all over the new year. It's now January the 16th. In fact, it's actually trying to snow today, but I'm wrapped up and not feeling too cold. Now, as you can see, this bike is now pretty dirty. I've actually already washed it once, but I've actually done over 1,000 miles on this bike since I've had it. I've been up and down the motorways, I've been riding locally, I've even been off-road. Now I've actually also met up with a few friends too. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video and I'll show you what I've been up to on this bike. As you just saw in my intro, I took the Tiger 900 GT Pro through a muddy puddle. So does that now make me an adventure rider? Well, we shall see. Something I haven't really spoken about yet on this channel is what I used to get up to in my youth and my previous exploits riding bikes. Now here's a really old photograph of me on a Yamaha XT500. Now that's another story for another video. It's fair to say that I learned to ride motorcycles off-road, and I'm not afraid of messing about in the dirt. Although it's been a while since I've done any serious off-road riding, I'm not afraid of getting dirty. I really wanted to take the Tiger 900 off-road. I started off feeling pretty confident but cautious, as I wanted to get a feel for how much grip the Tiger had in muddy conditions. Then this happened. But don't panic, I didn't throw the bike down the road, I just had a foul with my GoPro mount. But I must admit, I did come close to losing the front once or twice. So why do I mention all this? Well, just one look at the Tiger and you would categorise it as an adventure motorcycle. But what does an adventure motorcycle really mean? That's something I'm going to look at and talk about throughout this video. But before going into too much detail, I'd just like to thank Triumph UK for collaborating and loaning me this bike for a few weeks. Now make sure you subscribe, like and comment, because it's your engagement that opens up these opportunities for me to work with these large brands. My friends at Triumph Essex tell me that the adventure motorcycle is by far their biggest seller over recent years, and as I'm sure you've seen, adventure motorcycles have become much more popular for touring. Although touring can be done on any motorcycle, manufacturers claim that the adventure motorcycle is designed to give more comfort, and that makes longer journeys even more enjoyable. Adventure bikes quite often have much larger fuel tanks than street bikes, which is an important feature, especially when riding in remote parts of the world. And they're also designed to cope with uneven terrain, obstacles and all types of surfaces, right? Well, maybe not. Just because it's classed as an adventure bike doesn't mean it can handle whatever road terrain you throw at it. And not all adventure bike owners have dreams to ride in the wilderness. Many love the adventure bike for daily commuting. For this reason, Triumph offer 6 variations of the Tiger 900 for you to choose from, and they are the Tiger 900, Tiger 900 GT, Tiger 900 GT Pro, Tiger 900 GT Low, Tiger 900 Rally and the Tiger 900 Rally Pro. The bike that Triumph UK kindly loaned me is the Tiger 900 GT Pro. You may remember we had a large dump of snow in the UK during December, but fortunately for me, the rain had just washed the last of the snow away by the time the bike was delivered. So while the bike was nice and clean, I took the opportunity to take a close look at it, find my way around the controls and shoot some video. Now I just managed to capture this footage before it started raining yet again. As you'll see later in this video, I experienced quite a few miles on this bike riding in the rain. But until I grabbed a few photos of the bike, my intention was to try and keep it clean and dry. My first ride on the Tiger was on Christmas Day. Now who else loves a Christmas Day ride? While I was out riding locally, I decided to shoot some content for an Instagram reel, and despite wanting to stay clean, the bike willed me to ride down a muddy bumpy road. I've obviously got low willpower when it comes to things like this, but it was fun and well worth it. A couple of days later, I was up and out early with my camera, hoping for a decent sunrise, which unfortunately didn't happen, but I did still manage to capture some nice off-road shots. For me, the off-road setting looked like the Tiger's natural habitat, especially as it is an adventure bike. But as soon as I cheekily took it into the woods is when I discovered the Metro Torrent's next tyres do not like damp leaves and a bit of mud. It really didn't take too much for the back wheel to start spinning, which, looking at the tyre tread, really didn't surprise me. Over the next few days, I braved either the cold or the rain, and sometimes both, and took the Tiger along a few of my favourite local biking roads. It took me no time at all to get used to the bike, and I immediately felt confident on it. I think the weight of the bike and the seat height had a lot to do with it. When Triumph UK first mentioned they would loan me a bike, I must admit I was slightly worried it was going to be the Tiger 1200 Explorer, which to me seems like a big heavy bike. Now saying that, I am hoping to borrow one soon for another video, so I can compare the 900 and 1200 bikes, but for now I was very happy with the 900. Like a lot of bikes these days, you can easily adjust the seat height yourself, which I did, but I found the full seat height worked well for me. Now I'm 5 foot 10.5 inches, which is 179 centimetres. The 900cc engine, or 883cc to be precise, has plenty of power for you to have fun and enjoy the ride, but it's not so fast that you feel like it's going to pull your arms out of their sockets when you accelerate. For me, it just had the right amount of power. Unfortunately, through Triumph's insurance, I wasn't able to take a pillion for a ride, much to my daughter's annoyance, but I'm sure this bike could easily cope 2 up. If you're a regular visitor to this channel, you will know I own a Triumph Speed Triple 1050S, and although I sometimes ride it in the winter, I do try to avoid the salty roads. And as you may have seen in my last video, I had just given Speedy a thorough clean and polish, and it was looking immaculate, so I really wanted to try and keep it that way for a while. Having the Tiger 900 GT Pro to use over winter was a real pleasure, especially as it didn't matter how dirty I got it. If I had the money, having a second bike in the garage would be a dream come true, and let's face it, adventure bikes always look better when they're covered in dirt. I was keen to take the Tiger out for a full day and combine some country roads with motorway riding. I also wanted to pick up a new GoPro mount from the sports bike shop in Reading, so I contacted my friend Cathy to see if she fancied meeting up. With a plan in place, my journey will consist of riding on the M25 and then taking some A and B roads through the Chiltern Hills and make my way to Reading. We couldn't have timed it any better. Just as I came off the motorway, Cathy and her husband Manny came whizzing past, with Cathy busting her moves, listening to music through her cardo. Manny was also keen to get to the sports bike shop, as he was after some new riding gear, as funnily enough he had just ordered a Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Pro, but more about that later.
How you doing? How you doing? Nice and warm. Heated grips for the first time ever.
So after picking up our gear, we made our way to Henley-on-Thames to shoot some video and admire the sights. I didn't have to ask Cathy twice if she wanted to take a closer look at the Tiger and try it out for size. You may have seen Cathy in my recent Street Triple Showcase video. If you haven't, then please check that out later. We had a great time catching up, and Cathy loved the look and feel of the Tiger. Now you're going to see more of Cathy in a moment, but before then, let me tell you about another day out I had. A couple of days later, I was hoping to meet up with my friend Becca at Fowler's in Bristol, but the weather was looking a little bit sketchy. The Met Office had just issued a red weather warning for parts of Wales and the West, and heavy rain and high winds were forecasted. When the day arrived, I decided it wasn't looking too bad and decided to brave the weather and make the 162-mile trip to Bristol. I could always turn around and come home if the weather got too bad. That was my thinking. As you can see, I had all 4 seasons in one day. The day started dry, even though it was a bit fresh, and then I rode into the rain. I absolutely loved having the heated grips and heated seat to make my journey more comfortable. There are two temperature settings on both the grips and the seat. These are indicated by the amber and red settings on the TFT. Even wearing my Dainese textiles and my Dainese Nembo Gore-Tex gloves, I can feel the heat in both my hands and on my bum, which really helped keep me comfortable. The shield isn't perfect, but as someone who rides a naked bike, I really noticed what a massive difference it made. On the motorway, I activated the cruise control and the Tiger was happy, purring along at a sensible speed. I did get from Essex to Bristol on a full tank of gas, which, as I say, is about 162 miles. Despite arriving in Bristol at the same time as the football yobs, I arrived at Fowler's feeling relaxed and excited to see Becca, Scarlett Vilcree on Insta, who rides a Yamaha XV 950R or a Bolt. Now make sure you follow Becca, as she has some exciting ideas up her sleeve for 2023. Talking of up her sleeve, Becca was also keen to try out the Kiss and Watch that I had been promoting on Instagram, so how could I not take one with me for her to try out? If you're looking for gift ideas, guys, or any of you ladies want to treat yourself, then please go check out Kissen's website. I was also keen to take a good look around Fowler's, which I've heard so much about.
Petrol.
Before my trip, I had already managed to get my feet absolutely soaked, as my old riding boots had seen better days, and as I didn't want to get my Dainese sports boots soaked, I decided to wear some short waterproof boots I had, which really did the trick. Until my bootlace snapped, just as we were leaving Fowler's. But a quick detour to Sainsbury's to get a replacement lace and fill up with petrol did the trick.
And that Dainese would say, well, that's what you get for not buying my Gore-Tex boots.
Yeah.
A pair of Gore-Tex boots is definitely on my shopping list. Unfortunately for Becca, her phone's weather app got it completely wrong, as they do. And even though we only had a short ride to our next destination, we didn't make it there in time. And Becca got absolutely soaked.
Back's dry, front is not.
This is dry. This is not.
But despite that, an afternoon in front of an open fire, talking bikes and life made for a very enjoyable time. The next day, I'd arranged to meet up with my friend Cathy again. Now you remember we met up at Henley and she loved the look of the GT Pro. Well, that gave me an idea. How about we contact Cathy's local Triumph dealer, Bulldog Triumph, to see if they would consider loaning Cathy a Tiger 900 Rally Pro for a few hours so we could pop out for a ride and compare the two bikes. Well, I'm pleased to say that Jason at Bulldog was more than happy to help. So I made my way yet again back towards Reading to meet Cathy for the day. After a quick look around Bulldog Triumph, Jason recommended a few locations we might like to ride to, and I like the sound of the Waterfront Cafe at Benson, which is located alongside the River Thames. After a quick top up of gas, we were off, and as you can see, Cathy instantly took to the Tiger 900 Rally Pro. The weather conditions couldn't have been any different than the day before, and although it wasn't warm, the sun was out, casting a low winter's glow over the River Thames. While I was moving the bikes around, getting ready to take a few shots and create some content, Cathy went off exploring, because that's what she likes to do. She's also been known to go for New Year's Day swim in open water, so you never really can tell what's going through her mind. As well as shooting the video, I was also keen to make the most of the light and shoot some still images of both the Tigers and of Cathy. There are some notable differences between the Rally Pro and the GT Pro, and just jumping between both bikes, I could immediately feel the difference. I'm also going to chat with Cathy at the end of this video to get her first impression of the bike, so make sure you hang around for that. For now, let me briefly compare the two bikes and share some of the spec. The seat height on the Rally Pro is taller than the GT Pro. The GT Pro comes in at 820 to 840mm compared to the 850mm to 870mm on the Rally Pro. Remember that on all the bikes, all the seat heights are adjustable. Triumph have the GT Low in the range for those who are more vertically challenged, coming in at 760 to 780mm. I did notice there wasn't much padding on the Rally Pro seat compared to the GT Pro, and also the Rally Pro has greater ground clearance compared to the GT Pro. The The Rally Pro has different suspension to the GT Pro, with 60mm more travel at both the front and rear. Instead of the Marzocchi suspension, it comes with Showa, front and back. My GT Pro also has adjustable electronic suspension. Now, I didn't mess with this as I found the setting was just fine for me and it offered a really smooth ride. Remember I said earlier that there are 6 variations in the Tiger range, so you really need to do your homework to discover the right one for your style and needs. The engine throughout the Tiger range is 883cc, which is completely different to the older 800cc engine. Triumph have designed a T-plane crank with revised firing intervals, but you know me, I like to avoid too much technical chat and keep it in plain English. Now this basically means that according to Triumph, the new Tiger has more feel in the low revs. The base Tiger 900, the GT and the GT Pro all get cast wheels. The Rally and the Rally Pro are on spokes. Now this makes a difference depending on what type of riding you want from your bike. The GT Pro has a couple of amazing LED fog lights as standard. Now when I was filtering, I put these on and they really made me stand out, and I couldn't believe how many cars actually moved to one side to open up the gap. I love the up and down shift assist, and I must applaud Triumph as they have absolutely nailed this on all the Triumph bikes that I have ridden. I could reel off a really long spec list, but I'm not going to. In a nutshell, let's just say that the GT range is designed for touring and road use. And if you're looking to do more off-road riding, then it has to be the Rally or Rally Pro. The Rally Pro has everything the GT Pro has, like heated seats, fog lights, handguards, a 7-inch anti-glare dash TFT, a centre stand, but also offers crash protection bars and an aluminium sun guard. It offers a different off-road riding mode too, which turns off the traction control and ABS. So the question is, what type of riding do you want to do on your adventure bike? Do you want the upright riding position and all the accessories to get you comfortably along the road to your dream bucket list destination? Or does riding the bike off-road in extreme terrains and riding conditions light your fire? I have no doubt that there's a Tiger 900 capable for whatever you want it for. The question you seriously have to consider is what Tiger is right for my style of riding. Now something else you should seriously consider is how good are my off-road riding skills. Now if you've never ridden off-road or had any experience or training, then I can guarantee you will drop the bike in the dirt or on the gravel. Now I'm certainly not trying to put you off, because life is for living and having adventures, but don't assume that by buying a top adventure bike that you will instantly become a top adventure bike rider. Did you know that Triumph have the adventure riding experience where you can learn to ride off-road on the latest generation of Triumph Tigers or Scramblers? So if you're thinking of getting a Rally Pro for example, what better way is there than riding somebody else's bike off-road for the day? And if you want to learn some off-road skills, how about getting tuition from Triumph's top instructors? Something for you to maybe seriously consider while thinking about what bike is right for you.
It feels very different being like this instead of like this.
Cathy!
Hi!
So the story so far is we met up at Henley, was that a couple of weeks ago, over a week and a half ago. Since then we came up with the idea of you possibly getting a bike for the day. So where are we today?
So we're at Bulldog Triumph in Winnish, and they've let me have the Triumph Tiger Rally
Rally
Pro.
Pro.
900 Rally Pro for the day.
And you ride what Liam whiz off in his rocket, whatever it is. So which bike do you ride?
So I currently ride the Honda CBR 650R, so I'm very used to a sports bike. That's all I'm used to.
So apart from that bike, how many other bikes have you, apart when you did your test, how many other bikes have you ridden?
0.
So
well,
this,
I've ridden my Honda 125 when I was learning, straight onto this bike for just under a year.
okay,
I've had a little go on my husband's Fireblade,
yeah,
but other than that I've never ridden another brand, never ridden
No.
another bike, so this has been a very different experience.
so we're Monday, and you came here to Bulldog Triumph Saturday?
Yeah, I came on Saturday and they kindly let me have a go of the rally, which I've just ridden today, and also the 1200 Scrambler XC, which was great fun.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely a piece of me.
Awesome. So it's really your first time riding that bike. That's slightly different to the Tiger 900 GT Pro that I've got. I've noticed that on your bike that you're riding, the seat's a little bit harder, the bike feels a little bit taller. It did feel a bit different. Now you've sat on the Tiger GT Pro that I'm riding, and did it feel different to you?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit higher. They did put the lowered seat on for me just so I had a little bit more confidence on it, which he said gives about another 20 mil, so it's a bit lower. The foot pegs are a bit higher as well. I think it's just more for that off-road position.
Cool. Now for other riders, how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Do you know your inside leg?
No.
I don't know mine either.
I do have long legs.
Yeah, they go right up to your bum, don't they?
I do have longer legs, so I am quite lucky on the motorbikes. I don't struggle
Yeah.
with the height.
So how, with the lower seat, how did that bike feel to you?
I felt completely confident.
Yeah.
My feet aren't completely flat, but they're almost flat to the floor. I didn't have any issues.
Yeah.
So when I'm on a bit of a camber, I can still push it upright.
Yeah.
I felt fine on it.
Because that's what I've noticed on taller bikes. I'm like 5'10" and a half on a good day. And I've noticed that that's when you lose your confidence if the bike feels just too big for you. Now we had a slow-ish ride, didn't we? We just took our time, no rush, just enjoying the scenery and the ride. So what do you think about the Triumph? Could you see yourself wanting to own and ride a 900 Tiger?
Yeah, definitely.
As nice as that was
it.
it.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Totally different riding position, totally different style of riding. You're not all out, getting down, going fast. It's
Yeah.
just more about enjoying the experience and getting out on the roads and feeling more confident, especially in this weather that we're experiencing at the moment, the grit on the roads and the wet roads.
We're
Feel
already
completely
January there's something now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm losing track.
Feel completely confident on the roads in those conditions at the moment, the winter conditions.
And you can see what that bike will be like for touring.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun for touring.
Yeah.
It's really comfortable, that upright position. Screen gives you enough wind protection. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's got a lot of oomph.
A lot of oomph. Has got a lot of
Yeah.
oomph. You went oomping past me, didn't you?
Yeah.
We had a stupid transit van, man behind you flashing his lights.
Yeah, I was getting bored.
And then you went. But yeah, that's my fault for taking it too easy. Right, I don't want to over push it. But yeah, so you love the bike. And are we allowed to say about Manny and his bike?
Yeah, so my husband's about to pick up one from here, from Bulldog, that he's bought through Jason, the 1200 Rally Pro.
And it's here waiting for him,
it's
isn't
here
it?
waiting for him. He's just waiting for his bike to be ready with the insurance. Not going to let that colour for long. Hopefully he'll let me ride that one at some point.
That'd be cool. Brilliant. So I'd like to just thank Jason and Bulldog Triumph for
Yeah, me
allowing
too.
you to join in the fun with me today. I just thought it would be amazing for us to have the two bikes together, and obviously see you again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Phil.
That's all right. We'll be doing it again. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yeah, see you soon.
Now, I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, please leave a comment and let me know what you think about this bike. Now, it's your engagement, your likes, your comments, and you subscribing to this channel that really does give me the opportunity to work with brands such as Triumph UK. So the more engagement you give me, the better. And of course, let your friends know about this channel too. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video very soon. Take care.
Subscribe, like and comment.